Hey guys, Bradkin here. So I'm basically going to be explaining Rust. Amazing game, one of its kind. Just about almost a timeless classic. Some changes that happened recently was the aim cone, which some people are amazed, some people are fine with, some people not okay with it, and others just brutally fucking hate it. Animals don't zip up rocks anymore. Believe it or not, they used to. They used to be able to zip up rocks like it was a fucking elevator, or it was like one of those jump pads from like Call of Duty Nazi zombies or something. Also, PvP was changed dramatically. It's kind of changed. It took a turn for the worst, and this is probably Rust's darkest times, in my opinion. One of its darkest times. The aim cone scenario. Basically, it's shit. It doesn't even take any skill to use weapons anymore. It's basically all RNG, meaning randomly number generated, meaning it's random as fuck, basically. You get kills based off of mostly luck and a little bit of skill. Just a little bit of skill and mostly luck. The same thing used to happen when the muzzle flash was on the AK-47, okay? You sort of needed luck to see where you were shooting at. But if you were no scoping or just not aiming in and you were up close and you sprayed, you didn't have a problem. It was actually better to not aim in. But sort of a same issue has returned. It's not only on the AK. The P2 is basically a piece of shit. The Thompson is a piece of shit. The custom SMG. Oh, don't even get me started on the custom SMG, dude. I was not a huge fan, but it's definitely a huge disappointment for whoever was a fan of it. Because basically, whenever you want to shoot someone at medium range, it's anything but fuck all accurate. And those bullets would just curve and just not hit you. That's sort of what the custom SMG feels like. I understand that tapping is really good now, but to be honest, tapping was fine. Almost any other weapon was fine. It never needed to change. The recoil, on the other hand, is decent, but on the AK, it just doesn't make any sense. I know I'm rambling on about the AK, but if you basically want more information about the AK, go check out the Rust subreddit and just look up anything on it, and you'll find out what is really wrong with it if you don't want to hear me talk about it. And number two issue. Primitive weapons sorta need a fix. Not the crossbow, not the bow, but the damage multiplier for headshots. The best thing about a game is common sense. No matter what game, it should have common sense. If you want to chuck a wooden stick, a giant wooden stick, keep in mind, probably weighs 5 pounds, and you basically just chuck it at someone's forehead or eyeball. They shouldn't cark it. They should drop like a fly. They should just drop like a fucking 5-year-old. Because I think that should happen. The multiplier on the headshot ratio, it needs to be raised. Anyone without head protection should not be able to take a giant wooden stick in their head. This is not just for the spear, though. I'm sure many people notice this too, but it's also the arrows. You can clearly see that the arrow is just basically through their head. You think they just drop to the ground and then they'd be like, no, they're not gonna drop to the ground. They don't even act half brain dead, since about half their brain is basically taken out from the fucking arrow. They keep on running normally. It's fucking retarded. If you're shot in the head with an arrow, you should fucking drop. Or you should just be a goddamn retard, since your brain is fucked from the arrow, or spear, or whatever weapon you use. I know I sound angry. Me and a lot of other Rust players have to deal with this constantly. It's common sense. If you take a giant stick to your head, you should fucking die. Face Punch doesn't really have to implement this into their game, but it would be a really, really nice touch, because it makes sense. Oh, fuck. You may remember, like earlier, I said a game should have common sense. Well, right now, Rust isn't mostly about common sense. It's more about aesthetics and realism. Yeah, that's funny because it's anything but realism at the moment. It's not quite there yet. We're getting there. I know I explained a fix or a solution to the primitive weapons, but I'm also gonna explain my thoughts or what the fix should be for guns. Number one, pistols. The Python revolver should not be able to do more damage than an AK-47 or a rifle. It should not be able to have that much power and accuracy. It should not be even above the AK-47. It shouldn't even be considered the primary weapon anymore. The revolver is just OP. The revolver right now is just way too accurate and has way too much damage. It doesn't even make sense. The P2, on the other hand, I feel like it should have 8 bullets, but have more, like, slightly more damage, and be, like, should be a bit more accurate. I think that's a bit of a fair trade-off. Then you're probably gonna be like, but Bradican, what the fuck? This is bullshit. The Aimcone update was for the best of Rust. Hey, Bradican, can you, like, shut the fuck up? You kinda hurt my ears. This Aimcone update was probably for the best of Rust also. I agree with this fucking faggot. No, it's not, because it's punishing skilled players. It's basically punishing skilled players who have been playing the game for thousands of hours and have actually put the time in and the effort to learn and master the recoil and use the AK properly. And then you got these people who are like, the AK is too hard. Why is the AK have so much recoil? Why? The AK has recoil because it's common sense. And if you don't like common sense, you should fucking go Call of Duty instead.